Okay, today we're making a super easy yet incredibly delicious pumpkin sheet cake. It's packed with spices, has a wonderful pumpkin flavor to it, and is topped with a creamy cinnamon cream cheese frosting. So to start off, you want to preheat your oven to 180°C or 350°F conventional and lightly grease a 9x13" cake pan, and then you also want to line the pan long ways with some parchment paper. This is just going to help make sure that the cake releases in one piece once it's done. Now you just want to pop your cake tin aside for now, and next we're going to sift together our dry ingredients. So I've got 270 grams or 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 25 grams or 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, 2½ teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ginger powder, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, half a teaspoon of allspice, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. And then you just want to give that a good mix with a whisk until it's well combined and set it aside for now. Now next, in a large bowl, you want to add in 200 grams or 1 cup of white granulated sugar, 100 grams or half a cup of soft light brown sugar, 3 large room temperature eggs, 200 grams or 1 cup of unflavoured vegetable oil, I use canola oil, 300 grams or 1 1/4 cups of pumpkin puree, I use Libby's 100% canned pumpkin, 60 grams or 1/4 cup of whole milk, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then again, using a whisk, give that a good mix until it's well combined and smooth. Now the rest of the mixing is going to be done with a spatula, so try and just get as much of that batter off of the whisk as you can. Now to finish off the batter, you just want to add your dry ingredients to your wet ingredients, and then using a spatula, gently fold until just combined and you can't see any more streaks of unmixed flour. You want to avoid overmixing, otherwise you're going to end up with a very dense cake. So that is our batter all done, so easy, and now you just want to pour this into our prepared cake pan from earlier. Now once all the batter is in, you just want to level out the top as best you can. I like to also just give my cake tin a little shake, and this helps to kind of just even out the batter. And then you want to drop the cake tin lightly on the counter to remove any large air bubbles. And now this is going to go into the oven for 28 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs on it. So my cake is all done now. It looks and smells incredible. It's been cooling in the tin for about 20 minutes just to give it some time to firm up a little. And now I'm just running a thin knife along the edges that don't have any parchment paper. And then I'm going to place my wire rack upside down on the top of the pan, hold the pan and wire rack together, and then flip the cake over. Now you just want to remove the parchment paper off the top and then allow the cake to completely cool. Now if you take a closer look, you can see when I touch it just how incredibly soft and moist this cake is. Now while this cake continues to cool, we're going to go ahead and make our cinnamon cream cheese frosting. So to a large bowl, you want to add in 113 grams or half a cup of room temperature unsalted butter, and using a hand or stand mixer on a medium-high speed, cream that for about 2 minutes until it's light and fluffy. You may need to scrape down the bowl halfway through just to make sure that it's all mixing evenly. Next, you want to add in 285 grams or 2 1/4 cups of powdered sugar in 3 batches while mixing on a low speed, making sure that each batch is mixed in well before adding in the next. Now to finish off, you want to add in 167 grams or 3/4 cup of cold cream cheese. Make sure that you're using a firm cream cheese, 3/4 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And then mix that in until everything is well combined and smooth. You don't want to overmix though, so just mix until there aren't any more lumps and the frosting looks nice and smooth. And then that is my cinnamon cream cheese frosting all done. I could literally eat this by the spoon. It is so, so good. So once the cake is done cooling, you just want to turn it out onto your serving plate. Today I'm just using a large tray, and then you want to lather all of that cinnamon cream cheese frosting on the top. I just like to use my offset spatula to spread it all out, but you can easily do this with the back of a tablespoon as well. Now to finish off, I'm just going to scatter some roughly chopped pecans over the top. You can use walnuts too, and I'm using about 50 grams, which is half a cup, but you can add more or even less if you prefer. And that is my pumpkin sheet cake all done. This pumpkin sheet cake is honestly so incredibly moist and flavorful. It's packed with so many wonderful spices which give it that warm, cozy feel, and that cinnamon cream cheese frosting is the perfect match for this cake. So good. That pumpkin cake is just so moist and just has such a wonderful soft texture to it, and it has so much flavor coming through. You can really kind of taste all those spices as well as the pumpkin as well, so the spices kind of don't overpower the pumpkin, and that little bit of cinnamon and that cream cheese frosting just honestly takes it to another level, and it's the perfect pairing for this pumpkin cake. So if you do decide to give this pumpkin sheet cake a go, then please do leave a review on my blog. It really helps my content out, and I absolutely love hearing from you guys. I'll see you in the next video.